learning Selenium. Learning Selenium. First, Selenium installation. Next, why Selenium installation? Why Selenium installation? To write and execute Selenium test cases. Next, locating or recognizing or identifying elements like edit box, link, button, radio button, etc. Locating elements. Before this, inspecting and locating elements. Next, performing actions on the elements. Say using element locator and Selenium WebDriver methods, we can write Selenium test steps. See, writing Selenium test steps. See, test step, Komalata. Can you give one or two examples for test steps? What are the test steps?
Sir, I cannot define.
Suppose on Google homepage, clicking Gmail link, that is test step now.
Yes, sir.
Suppose in login functionality, enter username into username edit box. That is one test step. Enter password into password edit box. That is one test step. Next, click sign in button. That is one test step.
Another test. Yes, sir.
These are test steps. Navigation. Suppose if it is form is there, filling that form. Suppose enter first name, enter second name, next enter mobile number, enter email ID, check box, your qualification, undergraduate, postgraduate, etc. Like steps are test steps. We can perform these steps manually or using any test tool. Writing Selenium test steps. How we write Selenium test steps? Using element locators and WebDriver methods. Element locators for recognizing elements on web pages. WebDriver methods for performing actions on the web elements. Okay. See, these are the supported concepts by Selenium. Sai Pranati. Next, these concepts are not enough for automated testing. Some more concepts required. But Selenium doesn't provide those features directly. Selenium doesn't have any built-in features. First of all, it doesn't have UI, user interface. It is only API. What is API, Sai Pranati? API stands for?
Don't know, sir.
Don't know. It is very API testing also. One concept is there in our software testing area. Na? Komalata, what is API?
Sir, can I say?
Just a minute. Komalata also not responding. Mohammed Khalid, what is API?
An application programming interface.
Yes,
API testing.
application programming interface. Our Selenium WebDriver is an API. It doesn't have any UI. UI means user interface. For everything we need to write code. Okay. If it is UFT has GUI, graphical user interface. It has tool features like recording, checkpoints, output values, etc. Suppose if you want to create test script in UFT, you can record the navigation, or you can type the test steps if you know the syntax. Suppose if you want to insert verification point in UFT test scripts, for that you can use UFT tool built-in features, checkpoints, or VB script programming features, conditional statements. Suppose if you want to conduct data-driven testing in UFT, for that UFT tool built-in feature, data table, spreadsheet, built-in spreadsheet, you can use that built-in spreadsheet for data-driven testing. Or VB script loop statements are there. But our Selenium WebDriver doesn't have GUI, graphical user interface. Okay. It doesn't have any built-in features. But I mentioned some concepts: locating elements by Selenium, performing actions on the elements by Selenium. But these two are not enough for automated testing. Some more concepts also required. Sonopatha. Suppose creating object repositories. Creating object repositories. No direct feature for creating object repositories in Selenium. If it is UFT, commonly QTP has built-in object repository. Built-in object repository. We can create shared object repositories. Otherwise, if you record test script, it will create local repositories. Okay. Create object repositories using page object model. Page object model. We can create object repositories. Next, handling data in test cases. Handling data by programming data types. If it is Java or Python or some other data types and variables. Data types and variables. We can handle data. Next, code repetition. Code repetition, Muhammad Kalim. Code repetition. How to repeat the code in Selenium?
Using inheritance?
Inheritance.
Oh.
That is the reuse. Reusing is different. Repetition is different. Don't confuse. Suppose data-driven testing is there. We repeat the same test case multiple times. Reuse means, suppose we reuse the test case on different versions of software. Getting? Reuse is different, repeat is different. Code repetition. Komalata, for code repetition, Komalata. Okay.
Yes, sir. I'm here, sir.
No direct Selenium feature. No direct Selenium feature for code repetition. By programming loop statements, and file handling features, we can conduct code repetition. Okay, na?
Yes, sir.
Next, reusable components, or you can say reusable functions. If it is UFT tool, commercial tool, we can create reusable components using tool built-in features. Actions. Here, how to create reusable components? how to create reusable components for our test cases, Muhammad Khalid.
Using objects, sir.
Object, okay. By using programming methods. Objects not reusable, methods reusable. Okay, we call
Yes,
objects
sir.
using
Yes.
we call methods using objects. We call methods using objects.
Methods. Yes, sir.
But objects not reusable, methods reusable. Methods are functions. Okay. Next, exception handling in our test cases. Sai Pranati. Exception handling is required for our test cases. Exception handling. Otherwise, you can say handling runtime errors type nothing. How to handle runtime errors? How to handle runtime errors in our Selenium test cases?
By using exception.
Good, by using exception handling. Joel, can you hear me, Joel?
Yes, sir, I can hear you.
Okay, cool. Okay. By using programming, if it is Java or Python, based on your language selection. By using programming, exception handling code. Next, inserting verification points, Komalata. Verification points. Komalata. Earlier I mentioned test steps. For example, enter username. Suppose login functionality is there. Enter username. That is one test step. Enter password. Click sign in button. After clicking the sign in button, you can get next page or error message if login fails. Then you need to insert verification point now.
Yes, sir.
Verification points are part of our Selenium test cases. Not only Selenium test cases. If it is manual or any type of testing, verification is mandatory for test cases. Otherwise, no meaning of testing, isn't it? Inserting verification points. How to insert verification points in Selenium? So, how
A testing framework.
Say
Assert methods.
Observe the possibilities. Say WebDriver verification methods are there. Verification methods. We have three verification methods, Sonopatak. Is displayed, is enabled, is selected. But these verification points are not sufficient for inserting different types of verification points. Limited. Next, programming control flow. Suppose conditional statements. If next page equals to login, then login successful. Otherwise failed. Control flow. And important one, testing framework. Continue Sonopatak. Testing framework.
Methods.
Assert methods. Okay. In real time, we use combination of WebDriver verification methods and testing framework assert methods. We may not use programming control flow for inserting verification points. For practice purpose, you can use this one. Next, one more important aspect, Muhammad Kalim. Result reporting. Selenium WebDriver doesn't have built-in result report facilities. No built-in result report facility in Selenium WebDriver. If it is UFT can provide tester result for every test iteration in a separate window called result window. Test iteration means cycle of execution. For example, one test case is there. If you execute the test case 10 times, then 10 iterations, 10 test results. Okay. Result reporting. For result reporting, we can get testing framework. Testing framework also software. In our training program, we will use testing framework. It is also open source. Okay. Testing framework support. Testing framework support. This is the process